Looking to maximize your golfing potential? Learn how from one of the world's best golf instructors. Join today at wdglc.com.
All right. Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the website. I'm Wayne DeFrancesco, and we're looking at Tiger Woods. If you watched the Bay Hill Classic this week, you saw Tiger win, and you listened to Johnny Miller talk about what Tiger was doing with his swing. So you probably figured I'd be doing a video on it. Here it is. Let's listen to a couple of clips.
Do it at the end, and boy, Johnny, look at how much his head is dropping there. I know Sean doesn't mind the down and back up, but I think that's a little more than he would like to see.
Yeah, that was just everywhere, that head. It just a little complicated, isn't it?
All right, a little complicated when you're moving that much with your head. Let's take a look at Tiger on the 14th and listen in again.
Iron here. Tough par 3, one of the hardest on tour. The par here is really good. Yeah, this is going right. He's going to miss pretty far right. Way short and right. Just like yesterday, we saw so many shots short and right. And by the way, Joe LaCava's won here with Fred 20 years ago. Let's take a look at this swing. Look at how much down he's going. And what that does is it cramps you at impact. When you go down too early, when you come down, you can't get your release in time, and it blocks it right. You know, if you came up, if anything, you'll kick it left. So he just too much down into that shot, too much drop. That's sort of his Achilles heel. On the driving range, he doesn't do that at all. He just stays dead level. His head's still as can be, but he gets on the course, and we've seen that. Now his head's dancing all over the place now that he's got a shot at winning his first tournament in ages.
So, all right. First thing I got to show you, let's take a look at this. This is a driving range, and this is Tiger Woods on a driving range. This was a couple of years ago, but let's take a look at Tiger's head on the driving range. Here we go. Whoa! Wait a minute, Johnny. I thought he kept his head dead level on the driving range. I don't think so. Of course, that's a ludicrous statement. He's not going to keep his head still on the driving range and go out on a golf course and move it all over the place. Anyway. Now, I thought it might be interesting to take a look at a swing of Johnny's. Now, everybody agrees that Miller was an incredible ball striker, right? Let's take a look at Johnny's head movement here. Now, certainly, he does not lower in his backswing, at least not till he gets up to here. However, whoa! Look at Johnny. That's pretty complicated. I wonder why that didn't keep him from winning a bunch of tournaments. Anybody see the humor in this? I do. Not only that, check out the footwork. We gotta love this. That's a little complicated too, huh?
Learn the pivot compression golf swing. Join wdglc.com today.
Anyway, now let's go back. This is Tiger in 1996. You know, in case you were thinking that this is something new, this is in the U.S. Amateur. Well, there you go. Now, one thing he did differently back then is he kept lowering after he hit it. He did kind of a Byron Nelson Overton thing. All right, so that's way back when. How about we take a look at a couple of decent players. Here's Byron Nelson. See, all it takes is a screen, a video clip, and a line. right? Now you tell me, is Nelson lowering his head about the same amount that Tiger just lowered it in that clip? In fact, if you go back to that clip, they don't draw a line. They start the swing in the middle of the swing. They don't measure anything. They don't compare it to anything. It's ridiculous. How about Ben Hogan? Let's take a look at Ben. There's the backswing. Right? I'd say that's down. What do you think? How about Slam and Sammy? Let's take a look at Snead here. Right? How about the Golden Boy now? Let's look at Rory McIlroy. How about that? I'm going to wait till he hits it here. Here we go. Whoa! Anybody seeing a trend? Now, Tiger Woods right now is like #1 in every ball striking category you could think of. In fact, Miller made note of the fact. He's not saying that Tiger's, hitting it bad. The problem is that every time Tiger hits a bad shot, the head drop comes up. My point here is, now it's conventional wisdom that maintaining your posture in a golf swing is a good idea. My point, it's kind of unconventional, is that maintaining your posture is not a good idea. It's a better idea to move into your posture, add posture from address. So even when you bend over, as much as Tiger is now, he's still adding posture. And what that gives him is it gives him one of the most severe angles from his left shoulder to his waist in the history of golf. Look at this. I don't think I've ever had a number lower than that. Now, if you can control your pivot doing that, look at the spacing he's got in his right arm there. It's going to allow his arms to hook in. His right arm is getting in front of him better than it has in ages, and he's going to be able to go left with that. The reason that the club exits to the left is that the arms are in front of the chest and the chest is rotating out of the way with the rest of the body. And since those guys have a TrackMan, they understand that if Tiger wants to move the ball, all he has to do is adjust the face and aim a little different. And he can make his swing, and he can move it the way he wants to move it. It's pretty simple. He's got the best technique now of anybody. He's almost had the best technique forever. He hits the ball better than anybody. And when his short game is pretty good, he's gonna win. I would not be surprised if he went to #1 and started winning majors again. It really is that good. He's got control of the ball now. This is an excellent golf swing. So when we start talking about this head drop thing, the idea is that, hey, watch the guys that are doing the best throughout history. Like I just showed you, watch their compression into the ground, watch the head drop. And remember that the head is simply attached to the trunk. I mean, it's not doing anything on its own. It's simply responding to the pivot movement. So when guys deepen their angle from the waist, when they move their hips deep and keep them deep, they are going to lower. Another thing you're seeing here is the maintenance of the flex of the and the increase in the flexion in the right leg, and then in the impact area you see the extension up, so you see the head come up. So when you listen to these guys talk about the problem with lowering and the problem with popping up, they're not doing the homework, they're not studying the swings, they're not looking at the players of the past, the great players, they're not looking at the best players now. They're just stuck with what they think they know, and they won't look at it. They won't look at it. So hopefully at some point somebody will send them one of these videos and say, hey, hey, did you see DeFrancesco's video? You know, he had your swing there. You know, he had Johnny, your head, it was dropping like a foot. Not only that, you're flying. Oh, I love that. This is the greatest. That's the greatest swing of all. I swear this might be the best swing ever. Take a look at Watson over there. He won't even watch Miller swing. He's looking at watch him. He's looking at the ball, and then he looks down the fairway. I mean, why would you want to look at that? I think he won this one. I mean, Miller was crazy. Crazy good, of course. But look at that. I mean, what does that tell you about footwork and balance? You think you need it? I don't know. Not from that. Anyway, Wayne D here, having some fun.